In this video, we're going to start with the bookings form and bookings page that we produced in the last video and produce some business reports and business bookings reports from it using GFChart. Now, for the more observant of you, you may notice that we've actually changed the theme and upgraded the WordPress version since the last video. So this is what the current bookings page looks like with the form on it. And on the back end, these are the entries. And you'll notice we've added a few more entries here. Like I think I was the only one last time, and now Mary Jo and Gertrude have joined the tour. And let's just have a look at one of those entries just to see what it is. You can see there's the name, the address. This is what they're bringing with them. And Gertrude's booked to go on the dinosaur tour, which costs $10. Okay, so to produce a report, I'm assuming you've already got GFChart installed. And once that's happened, under the Forms menu, there is a new Charts and Calculations menu item here. If you press on there, it opens up the GFChart screen that's got all of the existing chart objects in there, but we're going to add a new one, and I'm going to call this, this is going to be Bookings Report for Ben, and let's call this Sales Revenue. Now let's call this Sales Units. Units means the number that's been sold, not how much the total is. And we have to attach it to the bookings form. Now, if you've done this recently, it will be the last one on the list. These are actually ordered in time order, but it was a while ago this video was first done. So we'll do bookings form there, and we'll create the chart and calculation, and now we configure it. Now, I think what I'd like to do for my bookings is to have a bar chart with vertical bars. I'm not going to bother with a legend. Basically, each bar is going to represent a different tour. So selecting the data, the product name is the tour. We want to count how many entries there are. We'll leave the sorting order as it is. We'll leave the payment options. We won't cover any of those more complicated things. Let's go to the customizer, and let's call this the title of the form Tour Bookings. And just to be clear, this will be units. Horizontal axis, let's call this the tour, and the vertical axis will be number of bookings. And then when we preview the chart here, you can see we have a very simple chart. It looks like there's only one person booked on each of the 4 tours, but that's fine, that works. In fact, let's just update that there just to make sure it's completely saved and go back to preview. And if we go back to the page, let's make another booking. I don't know, let's book George on there from, I don't know, where's he going to be? Maine. Let's put him on a dinosaur ride, shall we? And he's going to take the complete works of Shakespeare with him. So we submit that. So that booking's now been made. If we go back here and we refresh the page and then go to preview, you'll see here we've got that extra booking in there. So there's 2 for dinosaur and all the others there. Now that's all fine for unit sales, but what about revenue? Well, to do the revenue, we could just simply go back here and make a change, but I actually quite like this report. So what I'm going to do is to go back to Charts and Calculations, and I'm going to clone the existing report using that button there, and I'm going to edit this new thing here, and this isn't sales units, this is now going to be sales revenue, and under select data, rather than counting, I'm now going to sum. And because this has changed, it's now not going to be units, it's going to be revenue in dollars. And the vertical axis label is not number of bookings, but it's revenue in dollars. And if we press the update button here and we preview, you can see now that we've got some because the dinosaur ride was $10 and there's two of them, there's 20. I think leopard spotting was just 20 anyway. Etchings was $18.50 and poetry was only $5. So we've got a completely different report there. So there we have two reports. Before we actually put these reports on a page, why don't we just do another report to look at, that question we asked about how many things you're going to bring with you. Let's go to Forms, Charts and Calculations. Let's create a new, and let's call it Bookings Report for Ben. And this is a bring with. And once again, we attach this to the bookings form. Bookings form, and then we create a new one. I think for this, because people can bring several items, let's go for a bar chart, but make it horizontal this time. And for selecting the data, we want to be, what will you bring with you? And we want to count those. I think we'll just leave everything else as it is. Customizer, and this is, let's just call this bring with items. Horizontal, this will be number, and this will be the item. That capital. And then when we preview this, you can see here we've got 3 phones coming, 1 pet, 2 handbags, and 2 complete works of Shakespeare. So look, that tells you everything across all the tours. But supposing you just wanted to know for the leopard spotting what was going on there. So we go to select data, we enable additional filter, add a condition, and we say the product name is leopard spotting. If we save that and go to preview, we see here that there's going to be 1 phone and 1 pet. So perhaps we should call this bring with items, and let's call that leopard. Oh, let's just call it for leopard. And we'll update that, and we will preview. Okay, so that's some reports that have been built. Let's now go, in order to put them on the page, let's go back to the charts and calculations, and you'll see here that we've got 3 reports, 3 short codes here. We've got GFChart ID is 2158, which is for the units, 2159, which is for the sales revenue, and the 2161, which is for the bring with the leopard. Now, you notice I'm talking about short codes here. Short codes are gradually going to be phased out as we move to the full Gutenberg experience, but right now that's not the case. But let's just cut and paste. Let's just copy that one for now. So I'll copy that one, and I'm going to add a new page, which could be a public facing page, or it could be a password protected page. And I'm going to call this Bookings Report for Ben. And then here, let's go for an HTML block and put that in there, that short code in there, and then go for another one with the next short code in there, which was 2159. And let's go for another one, which is 2161. Obviously, with Gutenberg just coming in, this is still a bit clunky, but I'm sure you'll agree once Gutenberg's a bit more advanced and the GFChart Gutenberg blocks working again, this is going to be really quite exciting. So let's save the draft here and preview, and there you go. really basic layout there, but you've got the 3 reports on one page, and these will always be live and up to date. So if we go to the bookings page here, where is the bookings page? There it is. I'll just refresh that so the form comes up. Let's get Jim from Hawaii to do another dinosaur ride. No, let's make some revenue, shall we? Let's go for leopard spotting. And he's only going to take his phone with him, and we'd submit. And then when we go back to here and we refresh, you can see leopard's got another booking, and there's more money, and there's another phone. So there you have it. That's how to produce business reports from a booking form in GFChart.